Bullet Club.
Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time with us. This is Leanne Presents. I'm Leanne, your host for this video, and I'm joined by Alan, my husband and co-host.
Rags is down here too.
Rags is here too. Yay! As you've seen from the title card, we're here with our reactions to WWE's latest premium live event, Crown Jewel, which took place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on 2nd of November 2024. So we've previously done our predictions for this event, so we'll put a link somewhere on the screen to take you to that if you want to see what that is, because we're going to do our reactions where we'll reference those. Also, if it's not obvious already, this is going to be spoiler heavy for Crown Jewel, so if you're planning to watch the event, we'd recommend you doing that before watching this, so you can see it for yourself. Saying that, would we recommend this event? Maybe watch a different one.
Survey says...
It's a bit lackluster. I think a lot of it was based solely around the champion versus champion matches. It felt a bit. We discussed in the predictions there wasn't a lot of build up for matches, and it really did sort of show in how there was not much engagement, and I don't know, it was a bit of a.
I mean, slight. So I'm not going to go into to direct spoilers directly per se, but the only match that really had any significant build up. Well, I say that there's two matches with significant build-up. One which is quite fast-paced, the other which has been stringing along for a little bit. One that didn't even take place.
Yeah. So let's get started.
But AEW doesn't do storylines.
So Crown Jewel opens with a little sort of video package where they're showing where in the world Riyadh, Saudi Arabia is, which is pretty cool.
Over that way.
Stood on the world map and then zoomed in, etc.
Sorry, that way.
Yeah, I don't even know. But that was a pretty cool touch. But then they went into this weird, like, opening sequence where they have the voiceover talking about the event, and they had some weird, like, images coming up, and they looked so obviously AI that it was a bit like, okay.
They absolutely were AI, and I'm absolutely disgusted with WWE for using AI.
There was some tiger that looked like Uncanny Valley kind of tiger, and then this massive arena shown, and it was like, that doesn't exist anywhere.
It looked horrific.
Not something that a person would make. I don't know. It's a bit weird and pointless.
I'm very, very disappointed in WWE for doing this.
I don't understand why.
You know who wouldn't see doing this? AEW. Because they actually care about their people, the people they hire.
AI can be very useful, but art is something that people should do. There we go. That's my 2 cents. All right then. So with a surprise, the first match on the card is the Bloodline versus Jimmy Uso, Roman Reigns, and Jey Uso. The Bloodline.
So Bloodline 1.0 versus Bloodline 2.0.
Yes.
Effectively.
Very surprised this was first.
Or as you would call them in the predictions, Bloodline from Temu.
Yes, Temu Bloodline. So, I mean, it was an alright match. I feel like they could have done more with it. But a lot of it was very much based on the original Bloodline, so the Usos and Roman Reigns, and sort of their dynamic being a bit fraught. So you had Roman calling for the tag at one point after the crowd's been calling, we want Roman since the beginning. But Jey chooses to tag Jimmy instead, which causes a bit of a rift. It was all a bit based around that. So it was like the same stuff we've been seeing, apart from with that element chucked in, I suppose. There was a moment where Solo had Roman pinned, and it looked a lot like a 3 count.
Yeah.
So Jimmy dives in to save, but we think he was a bit late, either a bit late or right on the wire, and the ref was ready to not do the call.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a kind of moment.
They didn't do any replays either, so
they didn't. So we can't actually see whether it should have been 3 or not. We also had at one point Roman throwing I think Tamatonga into the ref, which was our ref bump of the event.
Yeah.
But then they didn't do anything with that ref bump. Unless I missed something, there was no.
I was fully anticipating some run-ins, some new sort of twists in this, but nope.
But no, it was fine. And then the ref recovers. Solo hits Roman with a Samoan spike and pins him.
Did with 2? Did I think he hit with 2?
Probably 2 in a row, and pins Roman for a win for the Bloodline
Yeah.
2.0.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. If you're going to use a ref bump, then utilize a ref bump.
If you can, I mean, what's the point of hurting a ref if you're not going to do something with it?
As you said, I thought it was not as intense as expected. I expected something a lot more hard hitting than this.
Yes. Felt quite short.
Yeah, I don't know the timings of it. They probably ran shorter than the actual entrances did.
Yes. Well, Roman does take his time, and then Jay. Was it no?
Yeah.
Yes, Jay taking forever because he's right at the back of the arena.
Yeah. Solo pinning Roman is big.
Yes.
And this definitely is going to lead into War Games. Absolutely, 100%.
Sure. It kind of potentially leads into the aftermath.
Yeah, and in terms of predictions, we both predicted the original, the new Bloodline to win.
Yeah.
Just got to double check. Yeah. New Bloodline to win, so we got that one correct.
So after the match, the Bloodline attack Roman and Jimmy. Jay tries to help, but doesn't get very far and gets attacked also.
Numbers game, isn't it?
Jay gets set up in the corner for a chair attack from Solo, but in comes Sami Zayn.
Doesn't seem like he's really sort of in a rush.
No, he's just walking.
Just kind of taking his time. Like cheese pal.
Gets to the ring, and it looks like he's debating which side he wants to be on, because we mentioned in our predictions that there was a whole thing where he'd been talking to Solo.
Yeah.
So he weren't sure what was going to happen. But he does then attack Solo. And then you've got the four corners. You've got Sami in one corner. Opposite him is Roman. And then the two opposites are Jimmy and Jay. And you've got Solo in the middle. And everyone wants to attack. I'm like, oh, something's going to happen.
I called this as it was happening.
Yes. So what happens is Roman goes for, I believe it was a Superman punch. At the same time as Sami goes for the haluva kick, and they collide in the middle because Solo moves.
Well, Sami literally kicked Roman.
Yeah.
I don't think Roman connected with anything on Sami.
There's a collision. So then Roman goes down, and Sami's like, "Oh, it wasn't me. I didn't mean it." And then Jimmy and Jay start fighting over it.
Jimmy's losing his mind.
Yeah.
Jay's like, "Dude, it was an accident."
So they have an argument, and Sami just slinks off and walks away. That's what happened. So leading into potentially War Games with maybe the four of them.
I can't remember if War Games is 4-on-4 or 5-on-5. Carry on amongst yourselves a minute.
Well, that's kind of the end. So it's a bit like the aftermath being more interesting than the match, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah. But it's a means to an end, I suppose. It's all good. Shall I move on while you're looking?
Yeah.
All right, filler. Interestingly, we're not as filler heavy this show as usual. So this time we've got a WrestleMania ad, and then they show a couple of interviews one with Gunther and one with Cody, which apparently happened on the buy-in show. And that's it. You just got the 2 bits. It's crazy. And you get it?
So last year's was 5-on-5.
Okay.
Okay.
We're moving into the next match then, which is the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match, which is Damage Control versus Lash Legend and Jakara, my bad. Versus Piper Niven and Chelsea Green versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. So yeah, it's not a bad match, this one. There were some good spots in it, but again, there's nothing special in my mind. It just felt like it could have been any old match.
So just to put a pin in the War Games thing,
the
NXT War Games are 4-on-4. WWE ones have always been 5-on-5.
Okay.
I've just gone back through the last few years. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So there was some good action in it, but again, this match felt short.
Yeah.
And felt lackluster to me.
Yeah. I mean, it was better than I was expecting, but it was nothing like, oh my God, that was great.
Yeah.
Not by a long shot.
No,
there was a couple of botch bits. There's a part where Io goes to jump up and deliver a move, and she just completely slips off the ropes.
Yeah. Not good.
There were some other bits. I can't remember they were now.
Yeah, there were a few botches in this one. I really don't have anything else to say about it.
No.
I still don't really get Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. They're not.
It's. I think it's to do with bringing the NXT roster into it.
Yes.
Because these tag titles are going to go across all the brands.
Yeah.
That's probably the only reasoning for it.
Sure, they are. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. They're across all the brands.
Thank you.
I think that's the only reasoning for it is that's it. So let's bring some NXT people up. Well, no.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a few matches, but I'm not sort of getting the impression that they're anything special.
No.
I'm sure they're great. Okay, anything you've got before we get to the finish?
Nope.
All right, so what I've written down is...
I mean, so Chelsea Green stuff was quite entertaining, but that's about it.
Yeah, I got Chelsea Green accidentally gets squashed by Piper twice.
Well, the first time was kind of on purpose, because that was part of the tandem move.
But she was just get squished underneath.
The second time was like, oh my god.
The second was an accident. But then, so Chelsea...
Even sort of going up to the top rope, where she started on the second, and she looked like she was going to do a moonsault outside, and she goes down to the first.
That was fun.
And she's like, nope, back on the apron. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. That was quite fun.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea Green's underrated. So as Chelsea rolls out...
Don't let you say that.
Chelsea rolls to the outside after getting squashed for the second time. And for some reason, Piper, in checking on her, climbs the ropes. I guess to get a better view. I don't know. A bit weird.
Stupid.
But that means that Jade can pick her up for the Doomsday device. And then she gets pinned for the win. So Bianca and Jade are the winners and retain their championships.
As expected, as we predicted.
It was fine. Like you said, there were some fun bits.
I don't understand why you would go up to the second rope. It's like, if you're really worried about your partner, you don't climb up the top rope. You go out of the ring.
It's what we've said before about some matches in WWE being so obviously choreographed in places. And this is one of those moments, because Jade would not have been able to get Piper up for the Doomsday without Piper being on the ropes.
Mm-hmm. But I bet Jim Cornette loved it.
Probably. All right, we got a bit of filler.
As always.
So this first bit is for NXT 2300 or 2300. I don't know.
I don't think there's been 2000 episodes.
I'm sure it was 2300.
I know it's 2300, but I think that's the building number that they're in for the ECW arena. Because there's not been 2000 episodes of NXT. 100% guaranteed.
Yeah, it's an NXT event in the ECW arena on a Wednesday. And it's special because of that, and it's going to be good, I suppose. Will it be extreme? Probably not.
So for this to be episode 2300 of NXT, they would have had to be running for 44 years. No. So I think 2300 refers to the building number on the street. Yeah,
that makes sense.
The ECW arena. They're going, I think it's something to do with the election. I don't know if it's the voting or the candidates giving some speech or something. I don't know. We don't follow the elections in America.
Too depressing.
It's just not our politics. It's nothing to do with us. In a sense, I say it's nothing to do with it.
Yeah. But yeah, they got some ECW guys.
So they've dropped it to Wednesday. What else is on Wednesday?
AEW's
Dynamite. So they're obviously going to be in contention with that. So they're stacking up as always.
Yeah. It could be a fun show. It actually sounds intriguing, but I doubt it'll be extreme.
I mean, but Bubba Ray Dudley and RVD are going to be there. Right, okay. One of them I like, one of them I don't really care for at the moment because he just craps over AEW whenever he can. Yeah. The other one's worked for AEW recently.
True.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. It could go one way or the other. Then we have an ad for the Royal Rumble, which is in February.
First weekend of Feb.
And then
really weird.
Yeah. And then they do a bit of a spot showing off some of the WWE experience, which is in Saudi Arabia. I think it was in Jeddah.
I think so. That sounds about right.
So yeah, it's sort of the most we've seen of what it actually looks like in there.
Yeah.
It does look like it's got some pretty cool stuff, but also it's so far away for us.
I bet it's ridiculously pricey.
Oh, I bet.
Do you notice the Undertaker broken light? It was the Undertake.
Oh, I didn't know.
Or the Undertack. The
I think
ER.
I was writing.
I think the ER on the end wasn't lit up. It was just the Undertack.
Oh, you'd think they'd have not put that bit in the video.
You can't not put Undertaker in, even though he is a Trump supporter.
We move on.
Next match is?
Next match is Seth Rollins versus Big Bronson Reed. So that it was okay.
Yeah.
So Rollins attacks Bronson Reed before the bell, so they have a brawl on the outside. And that's, to me, the most interesting bit. I wasn't invested at all. I'm sorry. My notes was decent, but it was a finisher central, which really annoyed me. Yeah, there was a lot
tsunami after tsunami after tsunami, stomp after stomp after stomp. It's like, for God's sake, you're just devaluing finishers completely. And we'll cover that more later on today as well.
Good, because I'm glad you probably have something to say about matches where I don't. So, getting to the finish, I guess. It's a bit of a long burn. So, Bronson Reed's about to attack Rollins with the steel steps, which would lead to a DQ.
Is this the solid steel or the salad steel?
Salad steel
salad,
steps.
Okay.
But Rollins...
with the tongs, the forks.
Yes,
yeah.
the tongs. Seth Rollins intercepts with a really rubbishy looking, I don't know, tap to the leg. I don't know what kind of happened there, but it's fine. So Reed goes down to one leg and then onto the steps. Then Rollins hits the stomp on the salad steel steps, which I think is where Reed gets cut open.
Yeah.
In his face.
Kind of split his eyebrow on the edge.
The ref starts counting out, but Reed gets back in at like 5 or 6. It's not.
He didn't cut it to 9.
Nah, it was a pretty definitive re-entry. But then Rollins stomps him again, and then goes to the ropes and hits a super stomp, and then pins Reed to win. Seth Rollins win. Which
we predicted.
Yeah. Surprise!
Because why would WWE want to build up any new guys?
I know. It's a shame. Bronson's he is really good.
Should have stayed in New Japan. Should have stayed in New Japan.
Seth Rollins we know he's great. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
but like
the problem is
it's the same moves over and over again.
But it's not even that, right? How many stomps did Seth hit? 4? 5?
At least.
How many tsunamis did Bronson hit? 4?
I know. It's just
like,
the same stuff over and over.
You do valuing finishers. That's like Undertaker hitting a tombstone. And well, let's say Undertaker hit 2 tombstones on someone because people did kick out after one, which you know. And then just people kicking out of it. It just devalues it.
It's a bit like you build up your finisher to be like it's the killer, it's the one that ends it.
Yeah.
Eventually you meet someone who can kick out of it. So maybe you hit 2.
Yeah.
But by the time someone's kicking out of 2, you get a new finisher.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't just keep hitting them over and over and over and over and over.
It clearly doesn't work anymore, right?
Stomp after stomp after stomp after. Like,
so you either keep it as the finisher or change it up.
I would rather Seth use the pedigree as the finisher, and when that doesn't put him away, then you resort to the stomp.
Yeah. Because
you're basically driving someone's head face first into the ground.
Yeah, that's going to do some damage.
And he hit Bronson with what, 4, 5, 6, whatever it was?
One of them on the steps, which actually did do some damage, but superficial. All right. So then we got some filler. Again, just 2 bits as a merch ad. And then we see some, I think, American football team, with their custom team belt. And it's basically an ad for people to buy this
crap
football team belt. Oh, it's just for money, isn't it?
It's crap.
It's for money. Next match is it's the moment you've been waiting for. The Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. So they show off these belts. Interestingly, you can't actually read the text on the belt because of how shiny everything is. Real emeralds in it, apparently. There's a lot of carrots. Not real carrots.
I thought and diamonds more expensive than emeralds.
I don't know, but they mentioned that I think the emeralds are from Australia or something. It's something I didn't even read the text on the screen, but it's diamonds and emeralds.
There was text on the screen. I completely blanked. I must have just completely.
You know how they put like the little summary of the wrestlers?
Oh, the belt had one.
The belt had one.
Oh, cute.
I know.
No, it's not. It's disgusting. These belts look horrendous.
But anyway, Nia Jax, Liv Morgan.
How big do you want the belt? Someone said. The reply was yes. I'm surprised it's not the size of the ring.
So it was an okay match.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
There were some sloppy moments, but there was also some fun stuff going on.
Again, mostly on Nia's part.
Yes. It also, I've written, felt quite short. I'm seeing a pattern. I don't know. They just spend so much time on entrances. It's not even the filler this time.
I'm curious now as to what the shortest match was. Carry
on. So halfway through the match, there's a moment where both women are down, and Tiffany Stratton's music hits, and she comes running down to the ring. She's got a briefcase, and she's very adamant to the ref that she's cashing in.
This was the shortest match.
Oh, okay.
8 minutes, 15 seconds.
Wow, yeah. So the ref's asking Tiffany, who do you want to cash in on? Because obviously there's 2 champions in the ring. And before Tiffany can answer, Nia's getting up and she's acting all insulted by the prospect of being cashed in on, and basically shoos Tiffany Stratton away as she starts going up the ramp. And the fight continues. a little bit later on, Tiffany comes back down and is like, yeah, this time I'm cashing in. And before she can answer as to who she's cashing in on, Raquel Rodriguez shows up. And I think Dirty Dom's with her.
Yes.
And she attacks Tiffany. And Nia grabs her hair to stop her attacking Tiffany. So there's still some loyalty there. But Tiffany does not cash in at this point. We then have Dominic distracting the ref, which allows Rodriguez to attack Nia. Liv takes advantage of that and hits Oblivion and pins Nia to win. I just steamed straight to the finish.
Right.
So yeah, Liv Morgan is the first Crown Jewel champion.
Yep. In terms of predictions, guess what?
You're right.
Ding ding. I've just added up the tallies of all the matches. There was 81 minutes of bell-to-bell action, 104 minutes of entrances and filler.
Wow.
I guess that does include the Swift and well, depends if you've got anything.
And include something else.
Yeah.
I was going to mention Triple H presents Liv with the Crown Jewel Championship belt. He's like holding her hand and the belt together and it's like dragging her around the ring to face the side he wants her to face. It's quite funny. But she had to be facing a certain way because the fireworks were going to go off. Yeah. And then after that, you have to face the other way for the crowd to see.
Yeah.
And then you have to go back to hard cam. And she was just over the moon. So he was like, all right, we got to move there. So that was quite fun. But she doesn't get to keep the belt.
No.
Spoiler alert. She'll get apparently a giant ring.
Like a Super Bowl style ring.
Yeah, instead.
I bet that looks just as gaudy.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. Just to laugh at it.
I can.
All right, anything else on that match?
Nope.
A bit of filler. There's an ad for Saturday night's main event, which is coming up. An ad for the Undertaker's One Dead Man show. And then an ad for the Superstore. Superstore?
Yes. Yeah, the one in Saudi, yeah.
Which no one watching can get to. So, again, we've said this in previous things. It's advertising something that no one watching can get to.
I'm trying to see if they've got the thing of the rings, but I don't think there is. Oh, wait.
Oh, okay. We can have a little look. Is it terrible?
I don't know. Hang on. Oh.
It's okay.
Is it champion written on it, I think? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, we'll have to try and see it a bit more clearly. It doesn't look as gaudy as I thought it might. But there we go. So, okay, we move then on to our next match, which is Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. So, where to start?
Oh, Cody's having trouble putting the ring on.
What?
Oh, God. Oh, put some butter on it, mate. Use a different finger.
They didn't resize the rings. His looks bigger than Liv's. We're going to have to put pictures up.
It's difficult to freeze frame it to get it in focus. There's no official pictures yet, but yeah.
Nah, we'll have a look. Okay, so before anything happens, there's long entrances for a start. Kevin Owens then attacks Randy with a steel chair before any bell can ring, and they brawl.
Yeah.
And they keep brawling. And then Owens tries to hit Randy with a chair again. The ref takes it away from him and is rewarded with a stunner. It was pretty fun. He bounced really well.
He did, yeah.
It was pretty good. And they keep brawling, and then more people come down to the ring to try and stop them, and they keep on going, and they're taking out anyone who gets in their way. We even have Adam Pearce taking an RKO.
Yeah.
And there's no match. So it's just a big fight. It's fine.
So is this the biggest pot of filler?
I feel like we can call it filler.
I mean, going on the person to get the last offensive move in, we predicted Kevin Owens to win, so I kind of see that as a win.
Yeah, because Kevin Owens did, I think it was an elbow drop from a barrier onto a table, and Randy was not moving. So
12 foot up-ish.
Yeah, if it was any other kind of match, if it was a match, I would have won.
They probably should have just started the match. I probably would have preferred it if they started the match and then it devolved into chaos and then it got thrown out.
Rather than not having anything. Do you think this will lead to like a street fight kind of thing?
Yes, it'll probably be steel cage, it'll be street fight, it'll be something.
Last man standing.
It'll be something. Yeah, last man standing is a good shout. It'll be something like that.
Okay, well, that'll be another time.
Probably Survivor Series.
So let's continue the filler with an ad for SummerSlam and an ad for live events. I quite like just keeping the filler bits to like 1 or 2 or 3
short.
That's all you need. It's probably more than you need, but
Yeah.
it's better than it has been.
Do you know how much filler AEW does in their pay-per-views?
Like none.
Next to nothing.
It's like one thing in the whole event, practically. All right, next match then is for the United States Championship. We've got Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade versus LA Knight.
Yeah.
So there was a couple of messy moments in this, but overall I found it quite a good match.
Yeah.
It's three talented guys. I feel like this is the most engaging match on the card. Carmelo Hayes may be the weakling.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got some skill. He's definitely greener than Baby Doodoo.
He was where most of the sloppy moments came in, apart from one nasty-looking one with LA Knight.
Yeah.
He tried to jump up onto the rope and...
almost crotched himself,
yeah. That didn't look comfortable.
And the ropes, they've said it before, the ropes are going to be slick. And in Saudi, I'm assuming it's still quite warm, even this time of year. I don't know.
But he recovered instantly and just carried on.
Like a pro.
Yeah.
Like a former literal world champ in Impact Wrestling, yeah.
There were a couple of double pin attempts in this match, which is a bit more unusual.
Yeah, it was kind of fun, but I feel they did it a bit too much.
Twice, I think. But yeah, twice maybe too much. I quite liked it in the fact that... I
don't physically there was more. I don't know.
I only spotted two. One Carmelo did and one LA Knight did.
Yeah, you might be right. Maybe I'm just matrixing in my brain.
But in my head, it was like, that's quite smart, because if both guys are down, you either choose which one to try and pin, or split the difference, pin both. As long as one stays down, you're good.
So the thing that I think the commentator was saying is it's smart if you get a pin on both of the guys at the same time, they can't come back and go, well, I deserve a rematch because I didn't get pinned or whatever.
That too.
Which is the triple threat or fatal four-way or whatever. But on the other hand of things, there's no way you can get a proper dominant pinning position.
True. You can't get leverage on two guys at once unless you're huge.
Yeah.
So it's very true. So I guess it's playing the odds a bit, isn't it? But yeah, that's kind of all I've got in highlights-wise, unless you've got anything.
I felt there was a good show by all three guys, to be fair. I would say there's a few sloppy moments. It happens. As you say, I do feel that Melo is the weaker link of the three.
Yeah, it's like if you had to pick one, I think.
Yeah.
I don't like his character, but you're not meant to like his character.
But it was certainly... spoiler alert, this is the best match of the card.
Yes.
And again, this one only came in at 9 minutes and 10 seconds.
Crazy.
It's stupid.
Feels like such a long show for such short matches.
Yeah.
Well, LA Knight hits a BFT on both guys.
Yeah, Carmelo had Andrade in some sort of, looked like he was going for a stunnery or cutter or something or other. And
so the BFT was on Carmelo, but because he was holding Andrade, they both
kind of drills both.
But Carmelo Hayes is the one that gets pinned. LA Knight wins.
I guess he took the brunt of it.
Yeah, for sure.
So in terms of predictions, we predicted LA Knight to win, and we got that correct. So yeah.
Amazing. All right, some more filler. We have the same WrestleMania ad as we had earlier again. I don't know why they think some people tune into a premium live event partway through and have to see a thing that they haven't seen before, but fine. And then an ad for Survivor Series, which is that annoying one with Bianca and the singer.
Oh,
that I don't.
Whenever you the SummerSlam.
Oh, was that the SummerSlam
one?
Oh yeah, because it's the 2 nights thing.
Yeah. When you said Spice, my head just goes Black Sabbath.
Yes, that was this one. The ad that was here was the Black Sabbath.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Sorry.
Not the SummerSlam one.
Getting confused.
I don't even know the name of the rapper.
I was pretty much falling asleep by the end of this show.
Yeah.
Which brings us on to...
it's time for the main event.
Well, that was messy.
But Leanne, where's the signs of the pay-per-view? Sorry, PLE.
Signs of the PLE is in a timeout. It's been bad. Get back in the naughty corner. Saudi let me down. There is no signs. There were signs. They were just rubbish. So, no.
There was one with Joe Hendry's face, which was like, okay. But it was someone else next to him and I couldn't make out who it was. Okay, great. Was it OTC Roman Reigns?
OTC Roman Reigns. RKO.
There was a I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah, but it's
generic.
Everywhere.
It's generic. Yeah. Get some originality.
One guy on the ramp who had like his phone and there was text on it and he was holding it up to see, as if he thought the camera could see it when it's like bright. So of course we can't read the text on it. So I guess he tried.
Be better. Hey Leanne. It's time for the main event. How's that for a do-over?
That's much better. Thank you. You saved it.
Someone's got to.
Oh, so this is the men's Crown Jewel Championship match. The other moment you've all been waiting for. We have Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, the ring general. Oh, this was slow.
This was sluggish.
Oh, I felt it was
just like me trying to stay awake.
The word I've used was plodding.
Plodding, I love it.
And it just
like a diplodocus. And just plods along very slowly.
I feel a bit bad because it's Gunther's style is like that slow, methodical. Like I don't know, it's the ring.
The thing is, he can go. That's the thing.
He can go, but it's just like there's a lot of walking
Dead
around
time.
In between and
dead time, yeah.
Holding moves for a bit, which I know is trying to get sleepers in.
Let's get a sleeper running.
It was, but here's what really highlighted it to me, that it wasn't just me feeling like this was slow. Mexican waves.
Yeah, that was bad.
And randomly waving torches.
That was bad.
Why? Because the crowd's bored. But then
bad.
in the next second, they were doing "This is awesome" chants. So I don't know what's going on.
I reckon they were referencing the Mexican wave because that was a pretty solid Mexican wave.
It went round a few times.
Fair play. Even Gunther was like...
he was angry. I
would be too. You're the main event. I'd be PO'd.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know whose like direction this match sort of.
And you know what these Germans are like?
Yeah, fuck Germans. Another thing to make him angry. Yeah.
Austrian, you tits.
Yeah, I don't have much. They both did their thing, but slowly. There were a couple of moments where there was like a flurry of activity, but then it just went back to slow. It just wasn't very well paced.
Yeah. So obviously Gunther hits his powerbomb, and that's quite an impactful move. Cody kicks out. How many crossroads did he get on Gunther? Like 5 or 6 again, going back to it's not a finisher if it doesn't put him away. No. You've got to, even so, going back to sort of Cody's doing the trio of the crossroads.
Yeah.
If you've got to hit it 3 times, maybe you need to think about getting a new move, pal.
It's clearly not doing it. Wow. So okay, Gunther gets Cody in the sleeper for like the
15 millionth time. Yeah.
But this time Cody rolls
No,
through.
wait, this is this is where Cody tries to get something off the top. I think he was going for a cutter off the top, wasn't he? Or something, and Gunther catches him. And then he kind of just drops back with the sleeper. Cody sits him up and then rolls back.
That's what happened. I'm probably falling asleep. Yeah, so he just rolls through a sleeper and pins Gunther to win. So.
If you've seen Brett and Piper at WrestleMania, I want to say 7. I might be wrong on the number. Or you've seen the match in 1996 Survivor Series with Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's what they did. And it's kind of, okay, there's a little bit of storytelling here because Gunther did kind of...
he was bad-mouthing Bret
Hart. I was trying to think of the right phrase, right? He did badmouth Bret Hart, and then Cody used a Bret Hart tactic to beat Gunther. So, okay, fair enough.
But you kind of need the setup for that to work.
Yeah, you kind of do.
It's not like Cody decided to do a Bret Hart thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just improbable.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, that's that match. And then the belts presented by Triple H and some people that we are not introduced to, so I don't know who they were.
Assuming it's something to do with royalty, I have no idea. Couldn't tell you.
There's 2 guys and 2 ladies. They looked a bit awkward, but it's fine. And then they have Liv and Cody in the ring brandishing the belts, and they have a nice moment. Not that they get to keep the things. So yeah, what was our predictions on that?
We got that one correct too. So Leanne, can you say clean sweep?
I can say clean sweep. We're just ignoring the Randy and Owens one. That wasn't a match, so it isn't a win or a loss.
So the fun thing is that I after we did the predictions, the betting odds come out, from booking odds and whatnot. They had Bronson to win, they had Nia Jax to win, they had Gunther to win.
Here's what occurred to me after you said that. Who thinks it's a good idea to bet on sports entertainment which is predetermined? Why is it a thing? I don't get it. I don't know. Someone knows the answer. But anyway, so betting odds are like, well, they've gone for the bigger people.
I guess it's like insider trading, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's illegal. There was a guy who worked in Japan, one of the gaming companies, I can't remember which one it was, and he got done for insider trading. Yeah.
Not good. But that's the show. Like we said, it was
mid.
It was mid. It really was. Sometimes,
honestly, not even mid. Yeah.
Sometimes the shows in Saudi Arabia are excellent. They do some really great stuff. They put it all out there. This one, it just wasn't.
If you're from Britain, you'll get this phrase. Saudi Arabian shows are like Marmite. You either love them or you hate them.
But they're all
There's no middle ground.
Nah.
It's either start to finish banger or start to finish snooze fest.
Yeah, and this was a snooze fest.
This was absolutely a snooze
I was really excited because we actually got to watch this one live, and I just
talk about mediocre.
We were like, "Where's the fast forward button?"
Yeah, I really wish I could have skipped through some of the stuff. Honestly.
So yeah, it's a shame, but that's it.
I've already given my favorite match of the night. What was your favorite match?
United States Championship match. Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Least favorite match?
I found this quite difficult. It's like finding the worst of a bad bunch, I guess. But the one I went for was Seth versus Bronson.
Okay.
Counting the after the bell had rung stuff.
Yeah.
So the before stuff wasn't the match, so I haven't really included that.
Well, yeah, the match only starts when the bell rings, so that's fair.
So I just was not invested in that at all.
Yeah.
So that one.
I think for me, by the time we got to it, and all the build up and false build up and just BS was Cody and Gunther.
Fair.
I was literally nodding off. I was watching. I'm like, oh God, I'm trying to keep my eyes open. It was so bad.
Definitely close to the bottom for me.
That is not what you want for a main event of a PLE.
Oh, they must have been a bit upset with it.
I guarantee you, someone's gone, oh my God, that was the best match ever. That's 5 stars, match of the year. Guaranteed.
Probably. I'm being attacked. Whoa.
Watch your cup. He's going to bounce back and knock that.
He's got me. Okay, right, so you got to calm down now.
He's one of his
Off you go.
Little funny 5 minutes.
We're nearly finished.
His tail's going.
Whoa.
Cool. Yeah, so what's next, Dan?
Oh, next is AEW Full Gear.
Boom, there we go. You got it. 23rd November, that is.
Nice.
So we'll have our predictions at some point in the week before. Well, I say the few days before that. We'll have our reactions to that the day after, because that's on a Saturday night as well.
Awesome.
After that, there is Survivor Series the week after. I think during the predictions, we're like, "Oh God, are they both on the same day?" They're not. They're a week apart. So we'll be covering both.
It's not a wrestling fortnight.
So yeah, I would say that will be the last pay per view or PLE of the year, but it won't be because the World's End is also in December, which is fine.
That's fine.
Cool. Yeah. Anything else?
Oh, that's it. Just like if you're going to watch any pay-per-view or premium live event this year, don't watch this one.
What was the last AEW one?
Yeah,
Wrestle Dream. Watch
good.
Wrestle Dream.
That's
That
really
was
good.
insane. Yeah. That you want wrestling? Watch wrestling. Watch Wrestle Dream.
Yes.
There you go. Take us away then. Hello.
Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you so much. I know we say it all the time, but it's true. Please like this video if you liked it. Hit subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we drop new videos. Follow us on socials. Our link tree's in the description below, which will take you to Facebook, Instagram, and X. You can talk to us there or talk to us in the comments here. Let us know what your least favourite match was on this card, because that's the more difficult decision to make.
Jesus.
And that's about it.
Yep.
So thanks again for watching. Until next time, send Saudi Arabia some good signs because they're in desperate need of them. Bye!
Bullet Club.